Hello and welcome back to Railway Empire 2. It is time for a brand new chapter in the campaign. New game, campaign. There we go, we've done 1, 2 and now we head to the Great Plains with chapter 3. Back over in the States. Doesn't quite reach us down in Austin, which is where I live. But we do have Abilene there, and Lubbock, and Dallas. Did live in Fort Worth. Fort Worth isn't on the map though. Our hometown is Kansas City. We're starting in 1868. Not ranked yet? We will be. Wherever it will be, I don't know, but we'll give it my best, and we'll try and guess where it's taking us. First things first. There we go. Topeka? I'm sure we'll find out once we get going. And Santa Fe Railway. ATSF. What do we got with the General? Is this a new one as well? Perhaps we get to play each of them? Are there 5? There might be 5. Secure Logistics. 10% higher revenue from freight and mail. That's good news for me, isn't it? I'm a bit of a freight fan, especially in Railway Empire. So that's lovely. 30% lower track construction costs. Well, that's lovely as well. But down to earth, 30% higher costs for tunnels and bridges. Again, this character seems to favour me quite a bit. I do like to avoid tunnels and bridges where possible, till the late game, and then it doesn't matter. So there we go. We have it. Let's continue. Looks like all the settings are roughly the same, except we now have city founding. That hasn't been an option for us, has it? As of yet. No, so this is the first time we get to see that. Everything else is as is. Shall we start our game?
I intended to realize the Nord Express more with the pen than with the sword. Nevertheless, I had learned from history to be prepared for all eventualities. Rigid national borders have always limited the spatial expansion of European companies and rail networks. But in America, the sky was the limit. As late as 1869, several parties had cooperated to complete the first transcontinental railroad. But soon after, the various individual players began to realize their own mammoth projects. In their dogged race, the companies kept getting in each other's way. But in the Wild West, anything was allowed.
So, you're the railroad virtuoso I've been told so much about. It's a great pleasure to meet you. It really is. My name is Colonel Cyrus K. Holliday, but you can address me simply as Colonel. I believe that God gave us civilization to make the wild land subject to man. As it says in Genesis, fill the earth and subdue it. And that is what we are here for. It is our manifest destiny. I've been working on my goals in this region for 15 years. The war has held up much that should have been reality a long time ago. For example, look at my magical little city of Topeka. I founded it in the firm belief that this land would become the most lovely and desirable that the sun has ever warmed. But Topeka has stagnated. It must be our first priority to change this.
Topeka. There we go. Now we know. We have. I'm just going to ignore most of what he said. Dear oh dear. He's righteous, shall we say. Let's figure out our strategy then. What are our tasks? We have to deliver 12 loads of lumber to Topeka, deliver 8 loads of corn to Topeka, and transport 250 freight cars total. That's not just to one city. And we have to advertise a settler bonus in Topeka. So it's a very Topeka-y type of day. So what on earth? It's a a settler bonus. I guess we never would have seen it because we're not settling anywhere, or we haven't, have we, until today. Dodge City is a settlement. Oh, there we go. It's a very familiar if you've played Railway Empire. In order to create or turn Dodge City into an active city, we have to deliver 24 loads of logs, 16 grain, and 8 meat. Which we've got meat there in Wichita. I'm looking at these settlements because I'm dying to actually settle somewhere. Yeah, we haven't done it. How much is this place going to cost us? 150k. Do you know, I feel like grabbing these that you can early on is the best way, whether you use them or not early on. It doesn't really matter, does it? Because they're going to be really cheap at the start. So as soon as they're available, I say grab them. Yeah, even up here, Wyoming. The odds of us heading up here are limited. But it looks like we've got a competitor as well. But we can at least now spread our wings and not have to worry about how much it's going to cost. It does leave us a little short to start with, but I'm hoping that these connection bonuses will help us in that regard. Considering our task list, and given what we've got to deliver to Topeka, then that looks like a promising start. So, settler bonus. He must have just founded, Topeka. We click on it, let's find out. For newly founded cities, you can offer a bonus to attract new citizens to the city. This accelerates the city's growth by 100%. The settler bonus ends automatically as soon as the city has reached 10,000 citizens. Cost for offering the bonus, I mean, it's pricey, but at the same time,
Settlers trickle into the west. Soon they'll be like a rushing current.
we have to do it, don't we? There we go. Day 1, advertise a settler bonus. We did it. Obviously, we're not doing any of these day 1, but we can hopefully set everything up. Now, Kansas, pretty big. We've got cloth to produce there, which Topeka will need. Yeah, they do need. They're going to get their corn. Yeah, corn's going to be a rough one. What is the lay of the land? Lay of the land is flattish, as long as we avoid the hills / mountains. This area is rough. Oh yes, and there's Dallas. There is Austin Station on the map, so does that mean Austin is a city eventually? I hope so. I mean, I live around here. Oh, but when you zoom in, it's blocked off. I guess that's the end of the map down there. That's a shame. Well, we'll find out. Yeah, we can't do anything down there. So the actual map stops. Well, we don't have... Okay, it's a fairly decent sized map, isn't it? Yeah, lots going on. These two areas, North Texas, and oh, is that the Panhandle? That must be the Panhandle up there. But these two, New Mexico and North Texas, not available for purchase for planning rights, which is probably a good thing, as that would be pricey. So, a couple of things to sort out before we get going. What are we going to choose? I guess we should look at everything available. We've got increase the number of passengers. I don't like anything like that to start with. If anything, we need to unlock things that will make expansion a little more bearable. So cheaper expansion if we can. Like that, for instance, reduce track construction costs by an additional 5%. I do like that. Increase the maximum speed of all early locomotives up to and including the Forkwheel. Now that's tempting. It would take both of our stars away. But yeah, either of these are going to help us, aren't they? Accelerates the processing of all wagons. Another 200 point one. All the good ones seem to be quite expensive. Do we want that? I don't know. I don't think so. I don't think that's going to help us as much as cheaper tracks anyway. I would like a friend to go with the steam shovel so that our expansion is cheaper. Water, sand and lubricant. Well, that could help us. That would make running costs a little cheaper, so less coming out. Increase the transport revenue of mail bags. Now that might be a solid one as well, on top of our bonuses we already get. Well, okay, so I haven't seen anything else worth getting. I'm going to go with our cheaper track construction. I love that a lot, and that leaves us one more star, so we'll grab this. We can now spend a little less on our expansion. And the next one will be, we don't have any factories yet. I do want to purchase that when we can. Possibly this one. It's going to be that or that. Yeah, let's reduce the need for refueling or resupplying. There we go. We've spent our points. Let's have a quick look at our locos. We're probably going to only use the ones at the top end. Otherwise, we're not going to get anywhere anytime soon. We've got the reindeer, G&M American. We'll know that from our last playthrough. We have the limit, the Philadelphia, very nice in pink there. The Rensselaer. Tyson 10-wheeler, a little easier to say, number 51 Dragon. A lot of these are very familiar to Railway Empire players. Rogers Mogul. Holder. Oh, that you look pleasant. Rogers American. The Consolidation. Baldwin 10-wheeler. Probably going to be our freight train of choice. It's going to be quite pricey. The fork were not there. And the Inyo. What's the Inyo? The Inyo is a mixed loco. So, yeah, that might be a decent start for us. Mixed services. But we do not have the Class 121 Express unlocked. Beefy. That one is mightily impressive. Let's set up our staff. These will be set up the same way for all of our staff. It gives you the best setup that I've found so far. Well, not that I found, that I was told about and then proceeded to use forever. And I'm yet to find one. So a big thank you to our viewer who shared that with us. There we go. Our staff are all set up with efficiency of 125%. And that's going to give us a little bit more in the way of funds. We've got Oklahoma City, which has not been settled yet. No, we've got Amarillo up there as well. Dodge City, of course, we need to settle somewhere, don't we, and create a new city. But priorities, grand priorities. It's going to be lumber first, isn't it? We need a station somewhere. We don't have any stations, so I guess we should really start in Kansas. That is our main city. It's going to be a handy little connection anyway, isn't it, over to Topeka. And it's fairly flat, and it's the shortest route in history. So, given the cost of our tracks, how decent is it? Oh, it's only 34,000 to connect them. Double platforms. Yes, please, because this is going to get busied up pretty quickly. Let's get our direction of travel in. It's always a little slow, isn't it, to get going? Got to go over everything, figure out what we've got to do. Try and sort out the plan of action. So what have we got to do? 12 loads of lumber. That's going to be a little tricky. I don't know whether you're actually going to require that much lumber. To begin with, your demand is going to be ridiculously low, isn't it? Yeah, I'm not sure how much lumber you're going to store, so that might be the tripping point. But if we can get them growing as fast as possible, you can still construct city buildings. This might be a one-off thing then, that only you can click at the beginning when a city is founded. We have a new building. We know these three: the library at 50,000, and the museum that I never seem to use, and the university. But now we've got one we can place at 30,000, and that increases immigration by 19%. Does that mean it just helps with city growth early on? That's kind of lovely, isn't it? 20,000 population sooner. Kansas is almost there. We've got Wichita over here, which also at around 20,000, 22.7. We've got Omaha and North Plate. What else we got? Dodge we've got to create. It's probably worth doing it because then we can get more people shifted across our network, can't we? Is this the closest wood for Topeka? It is. So we'll go with that. And we'll get a train delivering, I guess direct would be a good idea, wouldn't it? And we can branch off with this service into... yeah, into Kansas. We'll go with just a direct connection now. It's going to be all about straight delivery, isn't it? For our achievement. And there's usually a lot of wood, so this shouldn't be too much of a problem. I guess we can double track it all the way because we're going to have to park up trains in there for Kansas. And given how cheap our tracks are, it's not too bad. We're going to have to start out with a few single tracks perhaps. Now this one, our grain, do we need grain? We don't need grain, we need corn. Corn's going to be a real pain to get over to Topeka. But we don't need anything else around here at the moment. This would be a lovely express line. I guess we could build the express line between Wichita and North Plate if we can afford it. And then go from there. Right, well, let's set up, I guess, a mixed service between Topeka and Wichita because it's beer. I should have maybe have done that the other way around to keep all of our stations orientated with the station building to the north. Just makes it easier to connect into platforms, doesn't it? I guess it depends where on the map we are and what we're doing. That is an Indian village, which I'd love to avoid. So we will. This will be straightened up a little bit because for a start we had unnecessary grades and unnecessary speed limits. Pricey, but probably worth it in the long run. Right, we're going to have to get some trains running soon, otherwise we're going to be broke before we even get going. Isn't it only one train load of corn that we've got to shift over there? Hopefully we can take it all. Yeah, it's only one train load of corn. We're going to need to get grain down there, and we have to do that 250 as soon as possible. Although we've got some wool. We've got our wood, which can go to Kansas and Topeka. Grain can go to all three of these as well. We've got Omaha. What do you make, Omaha? You make meat, so you'll need your cows. Wichita has some cows up here, which is pretty much on this direct line to North Plate, isn't it? But that's going to be a little pricey. How much of a bond can we take out? And I don't know how much our trains are going to cost as well. There's our competitor. It's Walter Pajonk, whatever your name is, sir. He seems to follow us around, or we follow him around. Whichever. We can take out 656,000. Let's do it. Yes, we'll take that. We need all the financing we can get. Let's get our train underway. We don't have any supply towers yet, but we'll leave those until we've got stuff moving. Freight only. I would actually like you to take... yeah, just take a minimum of 4 as usual, because I don't think you're going to have the demand, so we can just keep shifting that as we need them. There is our Baldwin 10-wheeler. Do you know, it's not a bad price, is it? 68,250. Perfect. Good start. Let's get a mixed service between Topeka and Kansas, just so we can start pushing growth in Topeka. That way, we can start asking for more wood, and that means we get that a little sooner. Right, so mixed service. How much are you going to cost us, Inyo? You are 73,500. Decent stats though. 64% tractive power for a mixed loco is lovely, and 51 miles an hour top speed as well. Probably not going to see too much of that given the short distance. Right, and another mixed service between Wichita and Topeka. And we'll get you up and running. Just trying to figure out how much money we're going to have left. We should really, definitely, absolutely get this corn across, shouldn't we? We do have a little way to scoot through. But through here as well, don't we? Perhaps that will be the way to go. It all depends on the cost. Let's see if we can afford it. We'll get it as close as possible. It's not ideal, and we'll maybe go via warehousing once we've got this delivered. Where's the best way to go in here? Well, we could come in short, couldn't we? And just share this line, because we only need to do it for the achievement, or not the achievement, the task. So if we keep everything down to a minimum, but as direct as possible. Is that going to be much of a saving? I think this is going to be a little more direct, isn't it, at the top, and we can stay off the main line. There was 100 and what, nearly 140,000 to go the other way. What is it to go around this way? That is 100, well, about the same. And what's the distance, out of interest? 275 miles that way. This one's a little interesting because we scoot in at the track, don't we? It's a little more expensive at the moment, but that's, yeah, we might as well go up the top end. It's 257 miles and we're not even at the station. So this is the more direct route. And we'll just scoot up and around. Better. Yeah, we'll get rid of that. And we'll straighten you up a touch. It's actually a little further. But it isn't really, is it? Because we've got this section that we're missing. Yeah, I like that. We might be able to just hug this a little tidier. 142, but probably a reusable piece of track that we can send mixed services on. Get rid of all of the issues with it. Yeah, for now we just need a little piece of double track down here, because all I would like to do right now is aim for the task, and then we'll delete it and then set up a better layout, because I would like to get this yeah, in fact we could do this now, couldn't we? Get our wool in as well, because that was a lot cheaper than I thought it would be. More than likely because of our cheaper track laying. And then we took out research points, didn't we? Which reduced them further. We at least have some trains to ride today at the end of the episode, so that's good. Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing these when they all come out. It's just a big build at the moment. Now, I guess we could scoot in over here for this track, couldn't we? We could branch off that way. Not ideal, but reuse as much track as we can. If we send you off here, or maybe there, we want to just come in at the station. I know we go out to come in, but then we're reusing a lot of our track we've already built, and it might allow us to get some more freight underway as well. I don't think we're going to stress out Norris Station here with our train into Topeka, so we'll go into Kansas as well with another train. Oh yes, and we should definitely set one up that's going to be, I guess, wait until full. That'll be our single train heading in here. We need to yes, direction of travel down there, but we can do that once we've got you set up. Freight only. And wait until full, because we need a full 8. Depends whether he actually gets moving. I think he will, but we'll need to keep an eye on it. Let's get you a direction of travelled into Topeka. We do have... Oh, do we have a mixed service? I think we do, don't we? Yeah, we have a mixed service there. We should maybe spend the rest of our money. What do we want to spend it on? I guess another train would be a good idea if we can get it running. Maybe grain into both Topeka and Wichita. Well, cows. Cows is another one, but getting these guys growing is going to be important. And we can perhaps, to start with, just, got to be careful about the Indian village there. We can perhaps branch in up here, yeah, So if we go in a nice angle, there we go. And is it going to cost us too much to do that? Or it's, yeah, we're not going to be able to get a train if we have a second platform. So we'd have to do something like that instead. That should do. That should do. We'll get grain delivered to... Ooh. Should we deliver it to Wichita or Topeka? Topeka's needs growing. But they're not going to have much demand for grain, are they? And we've only got one platform at the moment, because the rest of the money we spend is going to be for the train. Well, I'll tell you what. Let's send it to our city of interest, the one we need to do. And then, I mean, providing it's roughly the same price anyway, which it should be. We can get a nice curve on it, I think. Yeah, there we go. There. Well, that leaves enough money for a train. It will. And then once we start getting some income, we can... oh, yeah, and we've got this massive line to delete. But we can start to expand further. But this isn't a bad start, is it? There we go. Let's get you delivering into Topeka. And then you should have all the goodies you need to get going. And wait until you've got 4. And away you go. That is everything spent. We have a grand total of 11,000 left. We are going to get a connection bonus for Wichita, a connection bonus for our grain, a connection bonus for our wood, and obviously Topeka as well. And we'll get 400,000 for that first load of corn all the way over there. And we can then expand and reorganize and get some buildings underway. We are definitely going to need a lot of repair facilities, aren't we? We have 0 at the moment. Is it going to be a full 8? Well, there we go. Look at that. Good call. And I don't have this on. Not that it means much at the moment. This is good news. We have our task train on the way. Not only is it going to complete our task of 8 loads of corn, it will also give us 400,000 coins. We have a beer train on the way to Kansas. Did I set this one up? No, but we can't afford it anyway. But we will be able to once Topeka's connection bonus is triggered, which is going to be right now. There we go. And we've got just enough. So let's get you into there. Freight only. And yeah, we'll go with half load. And we'll get you running. Yep, direction of travel. I know. Let's get you running down there. We have a full load of logs heading into Topeka as well, which is going to go towards our task. This should trigger a whole bunch of connection bonuses. There we go, another 200,000. Any more? For any more, another 100,000. And then we should get Wichita as well for 200,000. But not yet, as the station is chocked full of trains, which is okay. Right, what has that done for us? Let's just quickly pause it. We have already achieved 24 loads of freight. We have 4 more lumber to deliver, logs, and our 8 corn is on the way. So what we might be able to do today is complete today's episode with a full task list complete. Well, not a full task list, that would be ridiculous, but at least we'll have the first group complete. Shall we now set a train up into Wichita as well? Oh, come on. Why won't you work? I bet if I delete... Hang on. You go round there. I bet if I delete this piece of track, the other one, that it will be fine. Give me that track back. Yeah, I don't know why it does it, guys. I really don't. It's got a little worse, not better. Can we get a good speed round here? 69 is nice. There we go. Will you build it now? Of course you will. Of course you will. Let's get that done, and then let's get another train heading into Wichita with some grain. Half load. Make sure that we push the grain farm to its limits. Now we've got a weapons depot that we own here. A private weapons depot is being created here. Oh, it's not ready yet. By the Santa Fe Railway. That's us. We've got some milk down here as well. Are we going to need milk soon for anybody? 35,000. Not quite. Kansas, what about you? 22,000. Not really. We'll settle with the baby ones to start with. Our train is on the way with its corn. Once he's there, we can start thinking about hooking up some more cities. Maybe get Dodge growing. Yeah. There we go. Another 200,000. Another 400,000. Perhaps what we can do right now is get us a few maintenance depots in so our trains are not breaking down. And we'll set them to 100%. Transfer to all. Get them in our main cities. Our trio of cities that we're starting with anyway. And then we are good to go, aren't we? Because that is every line catered for currently. And we should soon get in there. It's a bit busy, but that's fine. We're going to need to expand this station, obviously, very quickly. How are we doing? 1,300. 66.1%. We do have the settler bonus all the way up to 10,000 citizens. Are you going to get a platform, sir? I think so. We're taking a whole bunch of beer now over to Wichita. And here comes our grain. Not grain, corn. Well, yes, we have grain on the way as well, don't we? Four grain on the way. How about our other train? Are you almost ready? Yes, you are. We only need one more.
The shipment has arrived.
There we go. We got our loads of corn. We're waiting on a single piece of wood. I'm sure it's more than that. From our station here. So that it's not the amount of wood available that's the issue. It is the amount of demand. We just can't squeeze any more in here. I don't know how many we can store. 12? No, that's 11. So we might actually fill up to 4 very shortly. Good stuff. Right, we could now delete this train that's coming in here. Maybe. Let's see. We've already got the connection bonus. We need to shift as much as possible. So we'll probably see what sort of line we can make heading up all the way to that city up there. And have this as a main line. I don't think we need to go up there, do we? Well, we have to go up at some point, don't we? But we can keep it quite low. Just 87,000 to get that far. That's pleasant. Yeah, I'd like this double tracked, and what I'm hoping to do then is then we can... Did I put that in the right one? We can link into this as we go. So yes, we'll get rid of this. And we'll send them into Wichita, I guess, to start with. Maybe put a warehouse there. We'll have to delete the train that we've got running in here at the moment. It has served its purpose. And we can get set up with a North Plate mixed service. They do have beer. They will need meat. Depends how much it's going to cost us to double track it all the way. It's a pleasant journey. It's a nice long journey. We might be able to ride it. Oh, I've done this the other way around, but here it makes sense, doesn't it? Yeah, that's fine. You go like that, and we'll get you tracked up because we can take a mixed service from there. Yeah, they do have some corn and grain up here as well, so that will be a nice easy one to set up when we come back next time out. For now, we'll get this set and we'll take a train ride from probably Wichita up to North Plate. So we'll set up a mixed service and I'll save it there. When we come back, we'll build us some more freight. And we should have our logs on the way very, very shortly. Inyo, please. Confirm you. We could perhaps put a caboose on there, but I would say I'd like to take as much as possible to start with. Still don't have the wood. Let's just hit play briefly. Are you doing anything? You're not loading up yet, so we'll take our ride. Alright guys, episode 1 under our belt, and I've noticed they've now got tracks at the repair shed, so that's lovely. They didn't have any before, did they? The train is very quiet. I've got all the sounds turned up, so they're not fixed either. It's fine. We'll have a quiet, music-y type ride. Look at the scenery. Oh, it's marvellous. Once all these little glitches and it's all tidied up, I think we'll be in for a really nice experience in this game. It just needs some more touches, doesn't it? Some little tweaks. There's a little bits that are missing, such as these signals randomly switching between dwarf signals and actually normal semaphores. Why? I don't know. This is a buffalo. I think they are buffalo. Look at them. All the... Yes, moo indeed. Guys, thank you for watching. Lots to do when we come back. And there's a farm over there. I'm distracted. I should go. Yes, thank you for watching, guys. And until next time, take care.